The Lucky Die is set in a fantasy world undergoing an apocalypse, where the gods are dying, decisions are decided by the roll of a dice, and the fate of the world is in the hands of 4 heavily flawed heroes. While I can never do a dramatic monologue without sounding like I'm joking, The Lucky Die, which we're going to have an episode of right after this intro, is actually a really good dramatic actual play podcast that uses the drama inherent in the rule set of Dungeons & Dragons 5e to tell a dark and dramatic improvised tale. This tale, which is told by a cast from all around the world, stars 4 heroes trying to right the wrongs of their lives. And if you listen to our first season, that might sound a little familiar. Right now, they have 2 campaigns running side by side of over 200 episodes. So while you're waiting for Quest Friends to boot back up, you've got more than enough to listen to here. You can find new episodes of The Lucky Die wherever you listen to podcasts on the 5th and 20th of every month.
Welcome, friends, to The Lucky Die. Everyone is a series of stories, including the prisoners of Faustin Prison. Here we look into the past of our brave adventurers, discovering what roads bring them to their fateful encounter with the Hangman's Noose. We choose seemingly random but important days in the lives of Balance, Rhal'Jakk, and Zaltanna, and we tell those stories. Welcome to the backstories of The Lucky Die. For our first story, we look into the past of our mystic elven inquisitor. We peek into Balance's past, where we will hopefully learn important lessons from his father and his mother. The question is, will he remember the lessons of yesterday when tomorrow arrives?
Today we find Balance and Talvin training. They are training with various martial weapons today. Which martial weapon do you want to be training with?
I like the idea of Balance and Talvin doing some archery practice.
Okay. Yeah, that fits well. We'll go to archery practice. You are aiming at something probably a good 100 foot away. And Talvin has corrected your stance. He's brought your elbow in. He's brought your eye line up. And he asks you to hit a target. He asks you to hit the very center of the target.
All right.
Yeah, roll a hit, dude.
Okay, let's do this. That is an 18 to hit.
18 to hit. You see this arrow fly directly at the target. You see it arc slightly in the air and come down and land perfectly in the center of this bullseye. And you feel him like clap you on the shoulder and smile. And he turns to you and says, "Good job. On this occasion, you were successful. Let's try something a little harder."
Laffian looks a little concerned. What do you mean harder? Is it going to be moved farther away? I mean, we've done that before.
Oh, yes, we have, but this is not what I'm talking about. I want you to do the same thing. I want you to hit the center of that arrow.
Are you trying to tell me that you want me to split the arrow?
He just nods at you and steps back. His expression is kind of very calm, very neutral. He's not giving anything away on the surface.
Laffian looks a little concerned, a little nervous, then gets a steeled look on his face and concentrates, draws an arrow, knocks it, draws back, aims down the sight, breathes, and releases.
Roll to hit.
That is a 7 to hit.
Your arrow lands in the bullseye, but it doesn't land anywhere near the first arrow. And Talvin says, what did you do differently?
I tried focusing on that one. Tried to be a bit more, well, accurate.
So you changed exactly what you did from when you did it before?
I suppose so, yes. The last time I just fired.
Give it another go.
All right. And he's just going to do a quick fire this time.
Okay.
Without even really thinking, just draw the arrow, knock, release.
Okay, give it a go.
It's an 8 to hit.
The arrow lands close to the first one, but that's it.
I don't know how you expect me to do this. Splitting an arrow, that's the odds of that are insane.
He reaches over for the bow.
Laughing hands it to him.
He knocks an arrow. He lets it loose. And you see it land, not in the bullseye, sort of towards the top of the target. And are you watching him intently? Are you watching the target?
He's watching until release, and then he's following the arrow.
Okay. Take an insight check for me.
Okay. 18.
18. You notice that he does exactly the same thing to a degree. When you look away, you notice that his eyes have changed and shifted slightly, and they're not looking at splitting the arrow. They're looking at something slightly different, but your head has moved too much to catch exactly what he's staring at. And you see that he's just chipped the previous arrow. He hasn't completely split it, but he has hit it. So he's hit the end, but it doesn't split perfectly down the middle because between you and I, we know that's impossible.
Right. Well, not impossible, improbable, we'll say.
99%. Let's go with improbable. Okay, we'll use the word improbable.
Lafian turns to Talvin, puts his hands on his hips. What was that you did there?
How about a little test? I'm going to simplify things. And he puts down the arrow. I'm going to take skill out of the equation. He backs up. He looks around him and he finds a small pebble. Picks it up. And picks up 2, actually.
Am I to be snatching the pebble from your hand?
As if you could. And he goes, catch the pebble. And he just throws it at you. Just wildly offhand.
All right.
Take a dex or a dex save.
Sure.
I don't care either.
6.
The pebble, you basically aren't ready for this pebble in any way, shape, or form. As the pebble just like slams into your chest and bounces off, and Talvin like puts his hands to his forehead, gives a good rub. Okay, maybe there is a degree of skill involved in this. And he looks down, he grabs another pebble, so he has 2 again. And he looks at you and he says, all right, are you ready this time?
I think so.
He throws a pebble.
All right, I'm going to try to catch that one. That's a 6 again. Oh my God.
Oh gosh. He puts his hand over his eyes this time. He's like, Lafian, if you can't catch simple pebbles, how are you going to catch important clues?
Honestly, I'm just kind of hoping it's going to come to me eventually.
As if the pebble just rise from my hand and float into yours. How convenient. He stands up really close to you now. He has 2 pebbles in his hands again. And he goes, right, this time, put your hand out. Flat.
Okay. Lafian does so.
And he holds the pebble to one side of your hand and up a little bit. So let's give this another go, shall we? Just catch the pebble when I drop it. 3, 2, 1. And he lets go of the pebble.
All right.
You can have advantage this time because this is getting ridiculous.
Neil, cut that part out.
Yeah.
Cut that line out.
No, keep it, please.
No, cut that line out.
Keep that line.
No. Oh my God. That's a 5. With advantage, I got a 5. I rolled a 3 and a 1, and I only have a +2. I'm not very dexterous.
This is the stupidest thing. All right.
This is a younger Laffian. He's not.
This is Laffian as he's about to. This is Laffian the day before his 100th birthday.
Well, it's 50 years in the past.
It's 50 years in the past. He's younger. He's on the cusp of adulthood. But yeah, Laffian just you just see him laugh, and he's like Talvin. Sorry, you see Talvin laugh, and he just shakes his head unbelievably. He's like,
I'm having an off day.
That is certainly true.
I chalk it up to nerves.
I'm trying to teach you so that you can learn without being told. You learn things better this way. Okay. He reaches ground. He grabs 2 pebbles and he holds them out. And he says, okay. Grab the pebble in the left hand. Now.
Okay.
You grabbing the pebble?
Yeah.
Okay, as you go to grab the pebble, he closes his hand. I want you to take a dex check.
Okay. 8. This game,
8.
roll 20.
As you... It's because I'm here. I'm not even in roll 20, to be fair. As you go to reach the pebble, his hand closes around yours, but your fingers do lock onto the pebble. So he's basically got your hand trapped in his. And he's like, well, it's the start. And he lets go. And he opens his other hand, lets you have the pebble from the previous, and he says, right, okay, so this time I'm going to tell you something. If you don't take this pebble from my hand, I will ensure that you never become a High Inquisitor. Grab the pebble now. Do a dex check.
9. Oh my god. Roll 20.
As you grab out for the pebble, you feel his hands scrape yours. He has your fingers, but you have actually grabbed the pebble the same as before. You do have it in your grasp. And he lets go and he smiles. So, Laffian, Your Highness, my student, what did you just do?
I fucked up again? That's what it feels like.
No doubt. But what did you just do?
Well, I grabbed the pebble.
He nods and smiles. Exactly. What I was asking you to do over there with the arrows is essentially exactly the same as you were before. It just sounded more complicated than it was. You were busy trying to split the arrow, becoming more accurate than you were before, rather than just doing what you were before. Sometimes things aren't as complicated as they seem.
But isn't that counter to what you were trying to teach me as an Inquisitor? That you need to look beyond the simplicities of things?
Of course. But why can't 2 truths be both true? There are times when you look at things and you know that 1 and 1 don't always equal 2, but sometimes they do. There are many things that you have to learn and know, even if they're counter to one another. That's an art, learning which is which.
Laffian just looks really deep in thought, trying to process everything.
He claps his hand on your shoulder after a moment and he says, well, that's kind of only really the last thing that I can teach you before you take your place as a proper Inquisitor of your own right.
I'm not so sure I'm ready, but I don't think Father would let me abstain from something like that, regardless of whether I'm ready or not.
Any Inquisitor who says that he's ready is a liar, frankly. And you see him look a little bit reluctant to admit that truth, either to you or to himself.
Oh, come now. How many people have you locked up in your time and you tell me that you're not ready?
How many people have I missed, Laffian?
I don't know. You don't talk about it.
That's part of the illusion. We have to be... People need to trust us. We need to look like we know what we're doing, else the whole system falls and crumbles. They trust us to know what is right, what is wrong, and that wrongdoings will be punished and the right will be awarded. You've already made steps towards realizing which is which. And yes, your father would never allow you to walk away from this. Your father may well be my closest friend, but he does have his faults.
Don't let him hear you say that.
Oh, Lafayette. I tell him every time we get drunk. And puts his hands, he puts one of his arms around your shoulder and grabs the bow, and he leads you back towards the house. Are you ready for your celebration this evening?
Not quite. I need to put on my proper Inquisitor's attire, I suppose. Need to look the part.
Well, I shall make sure I am ready. I shall be there. Ninverna has said that she will join us, so it's always a good time. And do you see him smile?
Oh, yes, it's always a good time, I'm sure. And laughing, gives him a wink and then elbows him.
Take an insight checker for me.
Sure. Non-natural 20.
You see that he's smiling. He's very happy. He also has a very determined feel to him. But there's also an air of nervousness about it. And he smiles and laughs and says, yes, well, one does not talk about one's girlfriend like such. And
I'm sure.
And he leads you into the house. He gives you the formal bow. As you know, he's supposed to. He rarely does, but on this occasion, he does. As he straightens up, he says, "Happy birthday, Prince Lafayette. May your next 100 be as exciting as your first." And he turns about and he heads back off towards where you know his quarters are within your father's place. We jump forward a few hours. It's now dusk, and you know that there are two parts to your birthday celebration. There is the formal part, and there is the informal part. The informal part being probably the part you're looking forward to most, the outside, the mixing with people. But the formal part of your birthday essentially involves your aunt, the queen, your mother, your father, and your closest friend, which in this case is Ninverna. You know, additionally invited to this is your mentor, Talvin, and also the High Inquisitor herself, a female elf named Lashima. She's quite old. She's probably a little bit past being very useful as an Inquisitor, but she's still very wise nonetheless. And all of these people have been invited to your formal dinner. Your aunt has, as you're probably very well aware, sent off for some of the most delicate foods in all of the kingdoms, or queendoms, technically in this case. There's some very delicate elven things. You notice very little dwarven cuisine here. Probably the only dwarven exception probably be the ale, which has been served, but along with elven wine. And you find yourself seated at the head of the table. Your aunt is seated at the opposite end, at her head of the table. Your father and your mother are sat either side of you. Talvin and Ninverna are sat opposite one another. And Lashima is seated on the queen's left. At the moment, you're being served your first of what you assume to be many, many courses. It's a simple affair, a couple of servants, but everyone is on their best behaviour, most formal speech, such like. What do you want to do? Who do you want to chat with?
I feel like Lafayette would be somewhat reserved, just kind of eating and drinking in silence, thinking about his lesson from the day.
Okay. Seated next to you on your left. On your left sits your father. His name is Zelfar. You probably call him dad or father.
Father.
He is a tall, dark-haired high elf. He is wearing his formal attire, being that he's part of the council to your aunt, the queen. He is wearing his grand general attire, his military uniform, so to speak, and it's bedecked with many accolades and medals and all the other such things. Not that he's a very active war leader. It's not a lot to fight these days, but on the odd occasions. You know, he's a very competent combatant, let's say that at least, and a very good strategist. And he's leaning across the table and he's saying something to your mother, which is making her, let's say, blush a little bit. Your mother's name is Sylvia Dathradir. She's a bit smaller than your father, somewhat younger than your father. She has long, curly, dark hair and very vivid, dark green eyes. High cheekbones, the typical elf. About her wrist, you see that there is a dark green snake. You know this to be her pet, her familiar, her companion. She's had this for as long as you can remember. Do you know that this snake, from first-hand experience of being a small child and trying to play with said snake, that its bite is a bit ferocious. But you know she has a very special bond with this snake. And at the current moment, your father is making your mother blush. And he turns to look at you and says,
So, son, are you ready to be an adult? To even partially take a seat on the council?
Laffian starts a little bit shaken from his contemplations. I suppose so. I'm a bit nervous, but, well, life goes on.
Do you not feel prepared? Did my friend not prepare you for this venture?
And he leans forward and he has this kind of very, a deep look on his face, as if he's being very, very forceful, very, very forward. Like, come on, tell me, is this the truth or not? He's a very serious look on his face.
Laffian just chuckles. If you're concerned about Talvin and his tutelage, then you don't need to worry. He's a fine mentor, and quite frankly, I appreciate that he is the one that taught me. It is more nerves, I suppose.
I do not think you need to be nervous at all. I've known Talvin for many years, and if he says you are good enough, then you are good enough. He told me as such the moment he began to train you. I know at least he is very proud.
And what about you?
Oh, of course, yes. You will make a fine Inquisitor one day. You will walk forward in light and all the other accolades your aunt is about to give you. You are going to be a fine leader one day, my son.
Oh, please don't sound thrilled about it.
You see him crack a little bit. You see that kind of the wrinkles around the eyes go. You know that he's smiling on the inside, but he tries his best to keep his mouth stern. And your mother is just in the corner giggling. She just... Zelfa, just give the boy one compliment. Go on.
You know, Father, I don't need to be an Inquisitor for me to be able to read you easily enough.
Take an insight check.
Sure. 17.
Your father smiles a bit more. You're not really sure whether he's laughing in humour or dry irony. And he looks at you and he says,
Fine. For my beautiful wife, I will give our son a compliment.
He turns and looks at you and he leans back in his chair a little bit. He looks you up and down. He can't help but smile now. You can see pride all over his face. He can't hide that. And he looks up at you and he says,
I like your hair.
Father, are you serious right now?
His face drops into serious mode. Take an insight check.
No, there you are. There's the serious face.
Take an insight check.
14.
You can't tell. You can't tell if he genuinely likes your hair or not.
Are you ever going to stop with that?
No.
One moment I read you and the next you completely shift.
Sometimes you need to be able to hide what you were thinking, Laffian. For example, you cannot let... Well, it will be important for you one day, and myself, of course. You cannot let trading partners know what cards you have on the table. You cannot stand them.
I suppose that's fair.
The ability to hold your expression is important. One day you will be able to do that too. This has taken... Well, I was born with this. I do not need to worry about such things.
And your mother just laughs and she's like, well, we can still read you like a book, my darling. Much as you try and hide it, We are always going to tell what you're thinking. And you see him chuckle and smile, and he puts his hand on your back, and he looks you in the eyes and looks very intent. Says,
Lothian, I'm proud of you. You're going to make a great man. A great king one day. But after me.
And you feel this kind of like slap in the middle of your back as he begins to chuckle and look away again.
Raffian's just shaking his head, smiling.
Good. Okay. During the course of the evening, more courses are clearly served. And just before the last course, probably some sort of cheeses. Let's say cheeses. The last course would be some sort of cheese. You notice that Nimverna has gone off. Talvin has gone off. They've gone off to chat, to talk, you assume. You notice that the Inquisitor is very intently talking to your aunt, who seems to be rubbing her head a lot and just shaking and trying to appease the older woman, who seems to be unendingly asked questions. And your mother and father are just chatting benignly at one another, talking about the day they brought you home, you know, that kind of such things, and how all the stars aligned, and
reminiscing.
Reminiscing, and your father calling your mum out on the poetic BS that she seems to be a bit of a favour of. Take a perception check for me.
Perception? Mm-hmm. Non-natural 20.
You notice that the snake on your mum's arm has disappeared. Seems to have gone off. And you notice that your father is talking more than he normally does to kind of cover the kind of quiet responses of your mother, who seems to be making a good show of chatting but saying nothing. You notice this. It's probably something you're kind of familiar with to a degree. And it's at this point that your aunt stands up at the end of the table and she clinks a glass. And she stands up, and your aunt, the queen, stands at 6'6", very tall for an elf. She has dark hair, much like your father. She has a very delicate complexion. She's beautiful and graceful. She is the epitome of elven kind. She is tall. She is beautiful. Today, she's wearing a long, flowing, deep green gown, and she's wearing the rose gold and quartz crown upon her head, tinkling. You know, the light's kind of there, so the...
Sparkling.
Thank you. It sparkles wonderfully in this candlelight that you have floating all around you. You know that she is also a magic user. She has about her neck an amethyst and shell choker, and everybody says that she is wisdom incarnate on most days. You, being fairly familiar with your aunt, knows that most days is a more accurate representation. She speaks to herself on odd occasions. She's in fact well known for it. She likes to have conversations that make sense, so she says. Today, she is standing in front of you, green dress, necklace, hair, looking, let's just say, stunning. She stands up and she delivers a very small speech. On this day, we celebrate youth, and we celebrate the coming of age. We celebrate my nephew, Lothian, becoming a man, becoming an adult. And we celebrate him taking even a junior council chair. Yes, be part of our council, my council. I know that you will do all of us Dathradir proud. And one day when you have this crown, and she indicates the one she's wearing, on your head, you will lead the elven kind into a far better, more prosperous future. I'm just sad I am not going to be able to see this. But enough about the amazingness I think you can do, or how very much we all love you. Let's get on with the dancing, shall we? Let's get this formal out of the way so we can go enjoy the amazing party we have together. Because frankly put, I do love to dance. And your father, you see him rolling his eyes at your aunt, yet again ruining another beautiful speech which she could have delivered. And your mother is sort of looking off into the distance. She's not really paying that much attention. She's looking at her aunt, but she's not looking at your aunt. Your aunt doesn't seem to have noticed. And you hear the music of the various string instruments going off in the background. And your aunt comes over and she puts a hand out to you. May I have the honour of having the first dance with you as an adult?
You know, in fact, you may. And Lafian's going to place his hand in hers and get up to go dance with her.
Okay. As you make your way out onto this kind of a little dance floor, your mother and your father join out there also, and you see Talvin and Inverna slipping quietly and joining on the edge of this little soiree. You see the old High Inquisitor just sitting there, like, miserable, alone, unhappy, intently watching everyone and everything, as is her way. Your queen is very light. She lets you lead. On occasion, she seems to step up and, like, want to take the lead, as is her wont, and her right as the queen. And then you hear her mutter something quietly under her breath. Take a perception or an insight or an investigation. Anything you wish to argue with me.
Investigation, because Lafian is always looking at minor details for everything around him, as Talvin taught him to do.
Good job. I'll take it. Right now, I see Arch with his hand on his mouth, having a smile, either one of exceptional, like, feck yeah, or, shit. Which one is it?
My head explodes. I die. It's a nat one.
Nat one.
Kill me.
You hear your aunt mutter and mumble, and you think that perhaps she's just singing along to the music, mumbling to herself. Sometimes she gets a little bit irate when people point out she talks to herself, let alone sings to herself. And the moment passes. Okay.
The one roll I really wanted to pass. The one roll.
Well, I'm afraid you don't learn what you need to learn from this moment.
Roll 20. I hate it. It's the worst.
We curse roll 20. All right. That dance comes to a swift end, and your mother walks over. She says, "Do you mind if I cut in?" And your aunt just smiles and she goes off. She has a bit of a frown on her face and she's muttering, and you notice that when she goes to sit down with the Inquisitor, you notice that that the small green snake of your mother is kind of making its way up the back of the chair in which your aunt is sitting, and your mother is standing with you, and I assume the pair of you dance. Is there anything you'd like to ask her?
Yes. While they're dancing, Lafian's gonna, like, pull her in close so that they can kind of, like, whisper to each other.
Yeah.
And Lafian whispers to her, "You know I'm not stupid. I saw that your little familiar friend was off somewhere. I can see it right now."
Lafian sometimes Nips likes to go off on his own accord. You know that.
Of his own accord?
Sure. He's just looking for me. We're concerned. And she kind of begins to take the lead and takes you away from the others, away from your aunt in particular. Your father and I are worried about her.
Is it about the muttering, the mumbling, and the talking to herself?
Yes, that's... I'm going to say that you are basically cheek to cheek, so you can't see her face, the same as she can't see yours. That's some of our concern, yes.
And the other portion?
She, at this point, just stops dancing and she just pulls you close in a very tight hug. And she says, "Lafian, I really hope that you're ready to become king. I'm very proud of you. Don't trust anyone tonight. And she kisses you on your cheek, and she makes to go.
Laffian lets her go, standing in the middle of the dance floor, looking kind of shocked, confused, concerned. And then just as quickly remembers what his father said and puts on a poker face.
Our second story finds the dwarven paladin of Tyr, Zaltanna, at the funeral of her father back when she was an enforcer for a criminal gang. On this day, we find Zaltanna vowing to avenge her father's murder, justice for his death. But are the questions surrounding his murder the answers she's really seeking?
We find ourselves within the dwarven stronghold. We find ourselves today standing around the remains of a big bushy-bearded ginger dwarf. He is raised up on a pyre, and there are a lot of dwarves at this funeral. Front and center of this crowd of mourners is Valentina Thunderheart and her daughter, Zaltanna.
It's my dad!
It is your dad.
My dad's funeral! You're so neat. Wow.
This is where we start. There are a lot of double ones here. There are a lot of non-double ones here too. It's a good even split. Your father was well respected by the other gangsters, and your father was well respected by those people who didn't cross him. Let's put it like that. Your father was an enforcer for the double ones, as are you at this moment. Your partner, your boyfriend, so to speak, is standing just behind you. A dwarf named Dravos Blackfoot. He's very slender. He's very dexterous. He has a short hair, very fine, thin moustache, and a very shaped beard, deep piercing eyes. He looks the business. And he's standing just beside you.
God damn, Zaltanna has terrible taste.
Zaltanna has terrible taste. And you are standing here at the very last of what is the formal portion of this funeral. And the cleric steps forward and he is holding a torch. And he says, Thunderhearts, which one of you, the wife, the daughter, wishes to help him pass into the next life? And he hands out the torch.
Ma'am, do you want to do it?
You see your mother wipe a tear, and she just shakes her head, her light brown curly hair just like bobbing about under this black veil, and she says, "No, sweetheart, I think that's I think he would want you to do it."
Zaltanna nods and she steps forward to take the torch.
He gives you the torch. Is there anything you want to say? Traditionally, you would say something to give him words to pass on into the next life.
I love you, Dad. You were a good man. You did good work. You taught me to do good work. You will be avenged.
Are you saying this looking at the mourners, or are you saying this looking at your father?
I'm saying this looking at my father.
Good to know. Okay.
She's got tears in her eyes. I'm not good at sounding like I'm going to cry when I'm a little bit tired, but she's going to cry.
That's okay. I don't require people to sound like they're crying when they're crying. That's just me.
Really, really hard to like do a teary voice with the accent.
Yeah, that's fine.
Very fucking hard. Dad,
you touch the torch to the loose kindling, and it doesn't take more than a few moments before it begins to spark and go up. The cleric reaches over, takes the ceremonial torch from you, and returns it to one of his acolytes, and he intones a ritual prayer, and the funeral begins to disperse. Your mother is standing there, staring at your father as he begins to burn. Soon it's all lost in just fire and smoke, but she isn't really moving so much from there. Most of the other double ones have retreated off to the nearest inn where the wake shall be held, and you see that a lot of the other non-double ones have also headed in a similar kind of direction, if not necessarily to the same inn. Dravos is just waiting by, not close enough to interrupt your mother and yourself, but close by enough should you need him, and a couple of his boys are there with him. A shorter dwarf with dark hair and a female dwarf with much, much lighter hair.
Let me ask you something. Does Zaltanna know? What does Zaltanna know about her father's death? Because I know what I know, but I don't know what Zaltanna knows.
Zaltanna at this point knows that your father was killed when he was alone and defenseless. Someone must have known his whereabouts, where he would have been to be this vulnerable and this alone. In theory, you're normally with him when he does some things, but for whatever reason, you weren't. And for the moment, you can't exactly recall what and why. But yeah, you know that he was clearly targeted, clearly taken out, but you don't know the whys or whos exactly.
Okay.
Actually, no, you would know the how. You would know the how of he was stabbed in the back with a small blade.
Okay. I'm going to look around to see if I can find someone who was maybe like a consigliere kind of type guy, like one of the people who's like on the higher echelons of the...
For sure, one of these guys would be retreating at this moment. He'd be heading his way off. Actually, no. Let's say that this particular dwarf, he also has shockingly bright red hair, much like your father, but it's kept far, far shorter, and he's currently consoling your mother.
I'm going to walk over. What's his name?
We'll call him Dranat.
Dranat. What a very Italian gangstering name.
Yo, blinging it today. No, we'll call him Dranat.
Dranat.
Yeah, call him Dranat.
Okay. I'm going to walk up to him and be like, hey, Dranat.
I'm real sorry to hear your problem, sweetheart.
Thanks.
He looks over at your mother and looks back at you. He's like, you still able to do what you do? I mean, you know, you honest about getting revenge?
Oh, absolutely. We must have a rat, right?
Right. Valentina, I'm awfully sorry for your loss, sweetheart. But me and your daughter here, we got to talk business. And your mother turns her back on you, and she storms off.
Valentina will remember this.
Valentina will remember this. Yeah. I've been thinking it for a while. We got some sort of undesirable in our ranks somewhere. You are the closest to your father. You got any idea?
Nah. I don't even remember why I wasn't with him that night.
You sure? Nothing at all rings a bell? You can't think of why you weren't there with him? I mean, you know, I've got to ask these questions. And he gives you a very stern look.
I know. But I swear I can't. It's like a blank.
Take a history check for me.
That is a 16.
A 16. A couple of nights previous, you were asked by a mutual friend of yours and Dravos's to meet you for a beer to discuss some business.
And what's his name? Or hers?
Her name will be Valana.
What is that?
Valana.
Valana.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was asked by Valana to grab beers. That's what it was?
Yep, so Valana asked you to meet her for a beer, mutual friend of yours and Dravos's, to have a beer and discuss some potential business. And as it was, all that Valana really wanted to do was chit-chat. Just catch up about things, learn how things are going with you and Dravos and your father, how things were going with your mother, how you think you're going to end up. And she was very much looking forward to becoming the wife of another gangster, as all well-respected Thunderheart type women should do. Like yourself, she heavily implies that you too should be, and you kind of occasionally get the idea that your mother is talking through her. Sort of.
What is she, like my cousin or something?
Yeah, fuck it, she's your cousin. Let's add another person into your backstory, shall we? It's your cousin Valana.
My cousin
Valana.
My cousin Valanda. I mean Valana.
Yeah. Your cousin Valana.
Valana. Zaltanna Valana.
Yep. Her name is
Banana.
Valana. No, fuck this. Yeah, your cousin Valana. You sometimes get the feeling like maybe she's talking with the voice of your mother, but yeah, she doesn't really seem to want much other than just to chat and pass the night away with you.
Okay. So I can remember that now. My blank is gone. Right.
I'm going to go with the idea that you probably quite in a bit of grief and shock right now. This has happened fairly recently, and you probably got blind drunk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Super pissed.
Yeah.
Now that I think on it, oh God, I think I went out for drinks with Valana.
All right. Well, I can easily check that out. It's not a problem. But I don't think you would try and murder your own father.
Oh my God, absolutely not. She looks at him like super seriously. She's like, "You know how close my dad and I were."
I know, but sometimes I have to ask whether I want to or not. And it gets where I am by being stupid.
No, of course not. Anyone who's stupid that tried to get to your position would have a knife in the back real fast. Like she gets like this moment where she realizes that that's exactly what happened to her father, and she just like her entire face falls.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and he's like, "I promise you, the double ones will not rest until we find out what the hell is going on."
Thank you.
You're welcome. I know. Yeah. You see him look over at Dravos and his boys. Boy and girl, I guess. He looks over at them and he says, "Well, you're the next enforcer. It's going to be up to you to find out what the hell's going on."
You don't think I'm too close? Or nothing like that?
Well, if you want, I can ask Dravos. He's the next. He's not an enforcer, but he's looking for the job.
Well, maybe he and I can work on it together.
All right, well, just be careful, all right? At the moment, the only people I trust are me, the upper echelons, and you, because I don't think you'd kill your own father. I know him as Taryn loved you.
And Ma, she ain't got a killing bone in her body.
Nah, your mother's good sport. She's true. She's double one till the day she dies, man.
Yeah. So am I,
I know. I trust you. I know you'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah. Whatever it takes.
Well, all right. You, whatever you need, come find me. And, whatever your mother needs, let her know I'm here for her. And with that, he takes your hands, does that kind of warrior grip shake, and he leaves.
Zaltanna's going to walk back over to Dravos.
Mm-hmm.
I keep wanting to say Davros.
Me too. I have it in big block capitals. There's Dravos, not yeah.
She walks over to Dravos. and his friends. And she's like, hey, want to head over to Mars with me?
Sure, sweetheart. You and me, we'll go back to your mirrors if that's what you want.
Yeah, I think Ma needs us.
Yeah, whatever you need.
And I think she's a little pissed at me for getting into business at the funeral.
Right. I don't think she likes the fact that you're enforcer like your old man. I think she just wants you to be a pretty little wife. You know, one day maybe. And he takes your hand in his and smiles so greasily at you.
She looks at him coyly and she's like, is that what you want? A pretty little wife to sit at home?
At this point, he's walking with you back towards your mother's, and his companions are trailing a little bit behind. It says, I'd never imply that, especially at your father's funeral. How you doing, babe?
Not great. She's like kind of, her head sinks onto his shoulder as they walk. She's just not doing too good at all.
He kisses you on the top of the head. And he says, he just walks with you away. And you get closer and closer to your mother's, and you hear the sound of running footsteps coming from behind you, and Davros, fucking hell. I really hate this so much. Davros spins around, you with him, and you see another fairly young dwarf running up, and their hands are covered in blood. You can see there's a lot of blood up their chest. It's not theirs, but they are covered in blood nonetheless. And you recognize this to be one of the newer recruits under Davros. And you see the young lad just like panting and breathing and looking up, and he says, Davros, oh my god, you gotta help me. And Davros looks at you, shrugs his shoulders, like, I'm sorry, babe, I've got work to do. You gonna be alright?
She kind of like detaches herself from him because she was like cuddled up into him in for comfort, and she kind of detaches herself slowly, and she looks at him. She's just like, go do what you gotta do. It's business, right?
Right. And he begins to move away and then turns back and like puts his finger on your chin and lifts it up, so you're looking up into his face a little. It's like, you're gonna make the best wife for one of these days. And he gives you a kiss, and then he and the little lad go off. And you see, in fact, do you just watch him go, or would you make your way?
I would watch him go.
All right. You see him and the little lad rush off, and you see his two companions that have been following him around fairly incessantly. They go off to follow him. And if you watch him leave, you notice that his two companions take a turning just before the one that he takes, as if they may be flanking around or going off to do something slightly different. You're not really sure, but you know that they're not completely together.
Her eyes narrow.
Okay.
This is not part of his job detail.
Correct. Dravos's kind of work is essentially in loan sharking. He deals with taking money giving money to people who need it and extorting and breaking kneecaps when needed. He does have a couple of guys work for him, do odd protection things, run around providing said protection when needed, or loan sharking, that sort of thing. But this is not really in his remit.
She's gonna try to follow from a distance. She's a little bit. she's a little bit suspicious of this, and also the fact that he's suddenly like bringing up her being the wife thing.
Okay.
Like, because I want to say that like knowing Zaltanna, like if it's ever come up before, she's probably been like, I'm not going to settle down, sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Like she wants to be an enforcer. So I feel like it's kind of gonna like raise her like
suspicions a little, or at least
Yeah.
like, to be fair, you're also in a very vulnerable state right now. You're very stressed and upset. You don't know why your father kicked the bucket. You don't know who did it. Suddenly your boyfriend is talking about marriage, and you want to be on a rampage of revenge right now. Your mother is not really talking to you. It's everything you're feeling is more than legitimate, my dear. So you can totally go after them, him, it, whatever you want.
I'm
What do you want to
gonna
do?
try to fall at a distance with a stealth of, oh, that is a nat 1. Oh,
That
goddamn.
was the sound of failure.
God damn.
That was the sound of failure. As you begin to try and stealthily go after Dravos, as you try to go after Dravos, you turn a corner and you see that you see his two companions, the light and the dark-haired dwarves. You see the young lads covered in blood, and you see Dravos talking to the young lads. You see him having pinned this little one up against the wall. And you can see that his two companions are, quote unquote, protecting, enforcing this, make sure that no one goes in and out. And you can see that as you turn this corner to see what the hell is going on, you see that there is someone laying on the ground. You're not sure if they're dead, but there's a lot of blood. There is a blade in the small of their back. And you see that Dravos is pinning this small person against a wall. What do you want to do? You have been spotted.
Who spotted me?
Everyone. That was a nat 1, dude. Every motherfucker is looking at you as you clank your way around this corner.
She's gonna really awkwardly just go, I'm gonna roll for I guess for charisma?
Tell me what you're saying. I'll tell you if you need to roll.
She's gonna be like, babe, you forgot to give me a goodbye kiss. I think I deserved one, considering my dad just died.
Sweetheart, kind of right in the middle of something right now. Business.
Right. Sorry, I'm out of it. I really should just go to mom's. I'm so sorry.
The dark-haired dwarf looks back at you, or looks up at you, and he says, just sort of like inclines his head that you should probably just shut off in a very rather rude manner. Like points his finger and like waves his arm as he's holding this small crossbow.
She's about to flip him off, and then she notes the crossbow and that she has a lot to think about. So she kind of nods and walks off towards her mom's place.
Okay, cool. Take a perception check for me.
A 16.
Good to know. You will spot the thing. As you make your way back towards your mother's, it's a bit of a walk. It gives you time to cool off a little bit, or maybe become more angry. Entirely up to you.
It's Zaltanna. I feel like the answer is angrier.
Anger, yeah. You just get more and more pissed with every footfall. It just echoes around this huge cavern within the stronghold. And as you make your way there, you notice that you hear the sound of footfalls following you, but not directly behind you. They may be off from one of the side passages, and they seem to be keeping. Now they've caught up to you. They seem to be keeping pace. They don't seem to be overtaking you, but they do seem to be keeping nearby to you. You don't know if they're directly following you without experimenting, but you get that distinct feeling that someone is watching and following you, just not directly behind you.
Oh, girl, I am going to experiment. I'm going to walk off towards the left.
Okay. As you dive off to the left, you hear the footfalls change direction somewhat, get a little bit confused about which direction to go, catch up with you a little bit faster, and then continue walking nearby, just not necessarily down the same passage as you.
And then she's going to double back.
Funnily enough, the footfalls do a similar thing.
She's gonna stop walking.
Do you stay there for very long, not walking?
She just completely stops, draws her sword, and says, "This is not the fucking day, my friend."
You see... Take an intimidation check for me.
I would love to.
I would love that shit. Do it.
16. Getting all 16s and a 1 today.
Yeah, all 16s and a 1. You see this small dwarven figure, the one that you saw before, the little lad, and he trembles as he steps out. He can see that you have a great big fecking sword on you. I assume you're wearing your armor.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
At this point, your armor isn't fancy. It's not great, but it'll do kind of armor.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this young lad step out holding this very small, thin knife. And you see he's trembling a little bit. He's still covered in blood, but he is trembling a little bit. And he steps out and he's like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you worry.
She like takes a look at the knife and she like raises an eyebrow, like a single eyebrow, and goes, "This is the most pathetic assassination attempt ever. If that is what is happening right now."
I'm not here to kill you, miss. I'm just here to make sure you. Not here to kill you. And then he looks down and he lowers the knife and he's definitely trembling.
"What are you here to make sure to do? If you are not here to kill me."
Just here to make sure that you don't wander back.
"And why, pray tell, did Travis not want me to return back? What's going on? Who was on the ground? Who's bloody covered in?"
Miss, I'm not really supposed to tell you.
Right. Listen, kid, come with me. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Come with me. Come to my place. Come to my place. Get you cleaned up. Get you a cup of tea. Or something stronger. How old are you?
I'm 30, miss, which is on the cusp of being an adult, kind of.
Yeah, old enough to drink.
Hell yeah. In dwarven culture, hell yeah. He's probably been drinking since the day you were born, that kind of thing.
Come on, let's get you something to drink. Get you cleaned up. I ain't gonna hurt you.
Do you promise not to tell Travis that you found me out?
I promise. You know what? Just so he won't even know, let's go to my cousin Valana's place.
Okay.
Your face right then, Valanda.
Valana. Great. Now I have to do my shitty American with my shitty high dwarf. This is good, terrible.
No, you won't. It's okay. Don't only for 2 seconds.
Yeah, sure. So you guys make your way to cousin Valana's. Valana, you make your way to cousin Valana's place.
Mm-hmm.
And the little lad just follows behind you. He seems very nervous, very unsure of himself. You take the back alleys to avoid getting, busted because your kid is still covered in blood, kind of. And you make your way to your cousin Valana's. Valana's place is small. It's clearly... You would know that if you were following the traditional line of being a Thunderheart, you would have a small place on your own if your parents had too many of your siblings to deal with, or if you wanted a place on your own for a little bit before you went and got married. She has that typical about to get married vibe about her and her very small apartment. You can see that there are fabrics laid all over to work out what kind of dress she's wearing. And, there are a couple of different types of hammers and saws debating which one she will be having in her ceremony, that kind of thing. And I'm going to say that you probably know her probably not wonderfully well. She's more of a mutual friend to Dravos and yourself, but,
She's
know
my
her
cousin.
enough. Yeah, she's your cousin. You know her enough. Well, I don't know half my cousins.
You know what? That's fair. I actually don't know my cousins on my dad's side super well.
So,
you
know her enough to know she's your cousin, and that should you need to call in, then she'll be there. Apart from that, you're both double ones. So, so yeah, you rock up to Valana's place. Valana isn't home. Fuck you. But you can let yourself in. I mean, you can do that shit, right?
We're close enough that I have a key to her house, and
you've acquired a key to her house. Let's say that.
Just say that the Thunderhearts all have keys to each other's houses, just in case.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you don't really supposed to use. It's not etiquette fine to do it without asking, but this kid is covered in blood, and you need a place to hide. That kind of thing. So yeah, you and young lad go in, and you see these various like fabrics and laid all over the place. It's small, it's fluffy, it's kind of girly, and you see the fair amount of weapons hanging around. What do you want to do?
She is going to sit the kid down on the couch and make him a cup of tea with a shot of whiskey in it.
Excellent. The boy takes it with the trembling hands, and he drinks it slowly, and he looks up at you. He's like, "Miss, what are you gonna do with me?"
Listen, I ain't gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions.
Okay.
And she's like, we can do this the easy way, or we can do this the hard way. Which way do you want to do it?
I'm not even going to make you roll for this. I'd really rather not get hurt, miss. I'm just a lad.
Yeah. Now, you're going to tell me why Travis didn't want me back there, why he sent you to follow me exactly, and whose blood you covered in.
Well, he sent me to follow you so that you wouldn't go back and interrupt his business. And the man that died, and you see him like wipe the blood on his trousers. He's having a hard time dealing with it. He was apparently he might have seen what happened, and Travis wanted him silenced, but he wouldn't say why. I think it might have had to do something with that guy who died.
She gets real close into his face. She goes, "What guy that died? Saw what?"
I don't know, miss. I just know that... Well, he's the only one that's died recently, right? And Travis said that this one had seen it. And he told me that I could be a part of the gang if I dealt with him. So I did.
When you say that guy that died, do you mean Taron Thunderheart?
I don't honestly know, miss. But if that was his name...
Big bushy red beard just had the funeral today.
Yeah, there's that... The funeral for the guy that was today. I think it's that one.
Are you saying that Travis is involved in that man's death?
I can't say for sure, miss, but he wanted me to clean this up.
She punches the table as hard as she possibly can.
You see him like back up, like pull his legs up on the couch, like properly like sit. So he's end up sitting up. What are you doing, miss?
That rat fucking bastard. So that is what's going on. You know, kid. And she smiles a very nasty enforcer smile.
No, I'm not going to make you roll an intimidation because this is terrifying for this kid.
You are going to run to the consiglieres. And you are going to tell them exactly what you just told me. And I'm going to go find Travis. And I won't tell him where you went, but you ain't coming back. You understand me?
Miss, you're not going to hurt him, are you? Because he's the only Is my only ticket in? I need this.
Sweetheart, you ain't got no ticket in. Travis is a dead man if he did what I think he did. If the consiglieres find out, they'll deal with it. And if they don't, I will, because the man that had the funeral today was my father.
His eyes go wide and he begins to tremble more than he did before. You can hear like his teeth rattling. So how much
Now,
he's
you
scared.
didn't have anything to do with his death, did you?
No, miss. I promise it was nothing to do with me.
Right. Well, then, you're going to do exactly what I just told you. Go run to the consiglieres and tell them exactly what you just told me.
The kid bolts. He goes. He runs. He runs like there's no tomorrow. Like the hounds of hell are after him. He bolts.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Zaltanna is fucking terrifying when she wants to be. And she, Zaltanna goes to her house that she shares with Travis.
Okay. As you leave your cousin's place and you step back out into the street, take a perception check for me.
3.
A 3.
I'm about to get
Perfect.
fucking jumped, aren't I?
As you storm out of this little place, you walk into the main street, not really looking where you're going, just that kind of furious anger in your eyes. And you bump into an elf. You bump into an elf so hard that you both tumble to the ground. And as you kind of like come to, you realize that you're kind of accidentally pinning this light-haired, very graceful, very wonderful looking male elf to the ground. And he looks up at you a bit surprised, rubbing one of his ears. Looks up at you and says, you seem to be somewhat in a hurry.
Yeah, I am. Sorry.
No, don't. I'd say don't worry about it, but I'd actually appreciate if you got off my chest.
Oh, she pushes herself off and like brushes herself off a little bit, like.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, sorry.
Normally I like people who sweep me off my feet to at least introduce themselves. I'm Benno, and he puts his hand out to you.
Zaltanna, and she puts her hand out.
It's far from me to pry, but is everything okay? You look, you look mad enough to kill.
I just might.
He kind of like nervously laughs at this, and he's, okay, fair enough. Well, if you ever feel like maybe thinking and stopping before you kill, perhaps you can make amends into running me down. I'm gonna be by the temple. Come have a drink. Unless you want to drink now before you do something you might regret.
Well, he won't be home for a while, so I will have a drink with you. Benno, I don't think it's gonna change my mind about what I gotta do. Depending on if I'm right about something. But, steal my nerves a little bit. So, I will have a drink.
Of course, come with. And he walks with you towards the kind of the temple area. How much experience of religion has Zaltanna had up to this point?
Basically nothing.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like the double ones don't really have like a big group religion or anything like that.
You're probably correct, yeah.
So I feel like in place of religion, she grew up with the organization is the religion.
That's fine. That's I know. I just wanted to check. You and Benno go to the temple area. He doesn't really say much, but he does look over you occasionally, and he seems genuinely concerned. And he stops in one of the bars opposite the temple, and you know this temple to be Torm's. And he sits down, he buys a couple of ales, he brings them over. He's ordered himself some elven wine. And he sits down and he says, So, sometimes it helps to talk to a stranger. What seems to be your problem? Perhaps there's another way.
Trust me, there isn't, but I appreciate it. My dad just got offed. I should have been with him and I wasn't.
He was murdered.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Are you okay?
No, not really.
He puts his hand out to touch yours, but pulls it back and refrains a little. Losing a parent is very difficult. You become very vulnerable at this point.
My dad's dead. My ma's not really talking to me, and I'm pretty sure my boyfriend had something to do with my dad's death. So
I don't mean to perhaps overstep my bounds, but are you a double one?
She's crying at this point. Like she's got like not like full on crying, but she's like drizzling tears, I guess.
Yeah. At this point, he actually does put his hand out and places it over yours.
He does. She does. She smiles like she goes, yeah, that's me.
Perhaps this is an opportunity, Zaltanna. Perhaps to do something different. If your father is gone, your mother beyond talking to at this moment, perhaps there is something else you can do rather than create more death. Aren't you sick of that?
I don't know. It's all I know. My whole life it was either, become a mob wife or, work in the business. And I didn't want to be stuck at home watching some slob go off every day and risk his life and not risk mine, and we're a family. They're all my family.
Family is very important. I have a sister. She is my world. And you see him genuinely smile, backs of his teeth, the face lights up. There's not a lot I wouldn't do for her. She's a good person.
I suppose you think that I'm not a good person because I'm in a gang, but
he looks you very squarely in the face, and you feel that moment when someone is genuinely trying to work out who you are. He's trying to work out what you are. And he says, "You're here crying. Your father is gone. You bumped into a stranger and you helped him back to his feet. And you had a drink with him.
And I let go the kid that was supposed to be tailing me. I didn't kill him, and I think that says a lot about me as a person as well."
He looks awkward and kind of giggling at the same time, like, okay, sure. Says, I think there's a part of you that doesn't want this, and that's why you came and had a drink with me. Stranger you barely know, crying your heart out.
I gotta know if it's true. I gotta know if he did it. Because we've been together for a long time, and if that's how heartless, if the person I thought I loved could do something like that to me, for God, I don't know, must be power. Because he's trying to get me to retire now. It sounds like that's his plan. And
Say you did kill him. Say you got your revenge. I'm not saying you should, but say you did. Where does that leave you then?
same place I'd be if I didn't kill him, I guess. Minus one father and one boyfriend.
But what of the double ones? Will they... Is there not a chance that this thing will keep happening over and over and over?
I don't know. Maybe. I've always known if I did what I do, I led the risk of dying.
Perhaps.
It's never seemed super real to me until recently.
Perhaps you want to risk living. In this, from what I heard, is not too uncommon. Maybe you want to try a different challenge. Why don't you try not feeling like you have to be in this gang? Maybe you want to try doing something different. Try living for something good rather than killing and dying for a gang whose one of their members is able to turn against someone they claim they love. Zaltanna, I'm going to be leaving town in an hour or two. If you want to do something different, come with me.
2 hours?
2 hours.
We'll see. Thanks for the talk.
You're welcome. And he pulls out a cloth and he leaves it in your hand. And he says, "Get this back to me one day. But until then, dry your eyes, little sister." And he walks away.
But he calls her that a lot. Zaltanna wipes her face down, splashes some water on it, and she goes home to see if Davros is there.
Davros is... No, he doesn't. He hasn't gone back to your apartment, your little place together. He's not there.
Oh man, I was hoping he would be. Oh, would she know where else he might be?
He would probably be outside of the stronghold. That's where you'd expect him to be. But you also wouldn't expect him to have pinned a small boy against a wall or be over the body of a dead man. So I guess at the moment you could question everything and anything.
She's gonna go through his shit since he's not home.
Okay, take an investigation for me.
15.
You find a lot of his tools of the trade. You find wads of various types of cash and that kind of thing. You find a couple of books with a bunch of different numbers put in them. Like you would assume his shorthand code for the various loan shark things he owes to various people and who he owes to the consiglieres. You find a small box with a wrought iron ring in it. You would assume perfect size for your hand.
She has like a small panic attack when she sees that.
And you also see a variety of small blades. 15, huh? Yeah, I'm sorry, that's all you're going to find on 15. Sorry.
And how much time does she have left before Benno departs?
Let's say maybe an hour.
Okay.
Maybe.
She's going to wander a bit, see if she can find Davros.
Okay. You begin to wander the streets, trying to check various places. When you come across a small commotion, you see a couple of dwarves like wandering over all in one direction. And as you turn a corner, having like seen loads of people, some of them running, some of them walking, some of them just idly meandering in that direction, some people turning direction and going back there, you see that there are a group of people surrounding something.
You
Partway down the street.
oh my god, me. I go over to see what it is.
As you get there, a few of the double ones basically make room for you. You are now kind of the chief enforcer, give or take. And as you get there and people part, you see that there is that small boy laying in the street, covered in far more blood than he was before, and you see a small blade in his back. He's laying on the ground. He is dead.
I'm going to look and see if any of the consigliaries are there.
Take a perception check. This is going to be kind of difficult.
18.
You notice that the Donna, sure, we'll call him Donna, I can't really remember. Neil fixed in post. You see Donna standing at the very end of the street, just watching.
She's gonna walk over to him and be like, Did that boy, did you talk to him at all before he died?
He looks at you and says, no. I didn't even know he's supposed to be coming to me, sweetheart. Is everything okay?
I'm gonna insight him.
Sure.
14.
What are you looking for?
I want to see if he's lying.
Doesn't appear to be lying.
Okay. She looks him like, she like searches his eyes. That's what the insight looks like. She she's searching his eyes to make sure she can still trust him. And she goes, I think Travis was involved in Dad's death.
He kind of nods and goes, so have you got proof?
No, that's why I was sending the boy to you. Because he heard some stuff and he was working with Travis.
I don't have any record that this boy was working for us. I've got nothing. I only got your word right now.
Ain't I, chief enforcer now? Can't you trust me?
As much as I may trust you, I can't sanction you killing him. I'm sorry.
Killing who, Travis?
If that's who you think did it, I've got no proof. I've just got your word.
Have you seen him? I just want to talk to him.
I haven't seen him at all. Not since he took you back to your Mars.
But he didn't. He ran off with his friends and this boy. Then they were standing over a dead body.
Dead body, Hugh. Anyone dies in this place, we're pretty sure no.
I honestly don't know who it was. I didn't see. I think the kid killed him. He said it was Travis told him to clean it up because the guy saw Dad's death.
Zaltanna, I'm real sorry, but maybe you ought to take a few days, get evidence, talk to people, find out what's going on. But I can't order this on Travis. I've got no proof. You have to understand that, right? I've got a couple of dead bodies that mean nothing.
I don't want you to kill. I don't want to have him killed. I just want to. I want to interrogate him. I just want to find him and I want to interrogate him.
Wait, you're telling me you don't want to kill him?
If he
so
did,
Tana, are you seriously telling me you don't want to kill him?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I want to interrogate him first, and then if I can prove that he did it, I want to kill him. I know how we do things. I ain't gonna kill him with no, firm evidence. You know how I feel about him.
Yeah.
But if he killed my father, then all that shit is out the window. And she looks really overwhelmed and she kind of stumbles and she looks like she really needs to sit down.
Well, look, Zaltanna, I'm going to send you home, all right? Right now, you're in no fit state to do anything. You can't talk to anyone. You can't, you're not trusted to use that sword right now. Go home to your Mar. Go on, pack your shit and go home. We'll deal with this another day. Go.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. And she walks back to her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And she walks inside.
As you left it.
And she packs her important shit up, and she walks over to her mom's to talk to her.
Your mum's place, yes, now your mother's only place. Your mum's place is, it's fairly big. There's a couple of people that, do occasional servicing, that kind of thing. They're, maids, whatever. And one of them greets you at the door, lets you in. And your mother is sitting overlooking one of the waterfalls that is in the very center of this, of the stronghold, of the Darkhammer stronghold. Your mother is just, the little balcony she has on the bottom ground, just overlooking this huge waterfall. And she's still wearing her clothes from the funeral. She hasn't changed. You can see that there is a mug of untouched ale next to her.
Hey, Ma.
She doesn't really respond.
If you care at all, I think I know what happened to Dad.
You weren't there. You should have been there.
I know. God, if I could do everything different. I wouldn't have been out with Alana. I would have been with Dad.
Zaltanna, if you had just settled down and married him, everything would have been fine. Someone else would have been watching his back because you clearly weren't.
I can't believe you talking this shit to me. Dad, Bailey, even Ash. You... As if I don't blame myself enough already. Ma, if I could go back and I could do it all over again, I wouldn't.
If you could take it all back, and she stands up and turns around. If I could take it all back, I would have made you marry Travis when he asked the first time. I would have made you do that because someone else would have been watching your father, and he would have been gone. This is your fault, Zaltanna. Get out. Get out and don't come back.
Ma.
Get out. Now.
And she turns around and she walks out. She collapses outside her mother's house in tears.
You have collapsed to a heap outside your mother's house.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear the sounds of things breaking inside. What do you want to do?
She's gonna go to Benno.
Okay. I assume you have all your shit, yeah? You said you packed all your good shit.
Mm-hmm.
You pack all of your good shit and you meet Benno. And he is actually in the process of leaving the Darkhammer stronghold. He's stepping out into the sunlight when he hears your clanking of armor, and he turns around. And are you making any pains to hide how you look or how you feel?
No, she's still fucking crying.
You see him place his pack and his bow on the ground, and he spends a moment just staring at you. And again, you feel like you are being ripped from the inside out, as if he's seriously assessing you. And then he drops to one knee and he puts his arms out to you.
No, please. I can't.
He ignores you and puts his arms around you.
I can't.
Come on. I think you need to leave this place. At least for now.
She nods.
He stands up, lets you go, picks up his bow, picks up his pack. And you guys spend the next month traveling. You get to know Benno a little more. He seems very open, but as you kind of get to know him more, you know that he isn't often this way. The way he talks about people could have been avoided if he just told them things. And he seems to be trying to get you to lighten up, to smile. And you begin to realize from the things he's spoken, he seems to be a particularly good judge of character. The few people you meet on the street, he knows the people, on the pathway to where you're going. He seems to be able to tell the good ones from the bad. He seems to be able to tell the people you can trust and the people you can't. He's a very good judge of character. And at the moment, you may not see what he sees, but he sees something. and he takes you to the Temple of the Triad. The challenges up the cliff face are numerous. You see the remains of many people who didn't make it. There are physical challenges as well as the straight up mental endurance to have to climb some of these passages. It's very high, very thin, very narrow, it's cold, it's wet. The wind blows up a storm. But between you, him having shown you the correct path and taking his time, you get up there and you see before you a temple. When you get up there, the sun is just beginning to rise. And you see this temple before you. It's low, it's a single building, it's a single story building rather. You can see that there are clearly 4 wings and they create a square. And as you're kind of climbing up, you can see the roofs, and it's fairly obvious that there is an open area and in the center of this temple. And you can see before you there are elves, there are dwarves, there are even a few halflings wandering around. You see a single human meandering about, and they're all wearing various different religious orders, some Torm, some Tyr, some Ameta. You see them all meandering around, all in different types of martial dress, some of them clearly scholars, some of them clearly magic users, and they all seem to be moving around and chatting to one another in this kind of pre-dawn light. And as you make your way to the entrances to one of these 4 low buildings, you hear more than see. You hear Benno, small intake of breath, and he smiles. And you feel him wave. And you see this elven female stepping out from the temple. And you see her waving back. She's in shadow. You can't really see much of her. And Benno says, "That's my sister." And he rushes over to greet her. He takes her in a big hug and he spins around and he drops her down, sort of almost in front of you. And at this point, the sun has risen enough that the rays are peeking over the top of this building. You see the long blonde hair illuminated from behind, much like a golden halo, bathing this essentially elven woman in morning sun. And she smiles at you, and you become aware that her smile is even brighter than the sun behind her. And she puts out her hand and she says, "Hi, I'm Adet."
The final tale is that of Rhal'Jakk and his partner Ama upon a small boat in the middle of the waves of Feishu, north of Discora. Our black and gold dragonborn couple, one a sick fighter and the other a scared thief, are alone, hungry and scared in the ocean. How will Rhaul and Ama cope when they only have each other to rely on?
We find Rhaul waking up in the bottom of a small boat. This little boat is made of wood. It's wet, very damp. You find yourself on a sea. You can't really see much around you, laying in the bottom of the boat. A lot of the provisions that have been brought with you are kind of partially stacked up on you to keep you warm and to store them. There's not a lot of room in this boat. And as you look up, you can see the clouds are rolling in. They're kind of dark, and you can feel rain falling on your face. You can also feel the waves as occasionally they lap over the side of your boat and sort of like, sea salt smacks your face sort of thing. And you look up and you see that Ama is once again at the oars of this little boat, and she is exerting herself. She looks kind of exhausted. She knows that she's been at this for quite a while.
Here, let me take a turn. You rest.
This is probably on day like 5 or 6 at this point, whereas at the beginning she would argue with you. She doesn't even bother. She just climbs down off of her perch and just curls up on the supplies.
How long has it been?
You have been asleep for nearly half a day.
Half a day. Fuck. I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for? You have to sleep.
Oh, it's everything. Anyways, you feel okay?
I am just tired. I am not used to a lot of physical work.
Me neither.
I am more of the running type. Running and hiding and being a pain.
Breaking me out of bad places.
Well, I wasn't going to leave you there.
Alf, do you think we have much more to go? How long do you think our rations will last?
I don't think we have much left. And she kind of like pulls herself up. She's clearly knackered, but she's going through them anyway. And she looks through and she pulls out essentially one very small knapsack. The others, are pretty empty. And she looks inside and she says, I do not know. I think we maybe have a day, maybe two, if we really stretch. I'm sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry for. I
yes,
told
but
you.
Now we could die here on the water.
We could, and it would be my fault.
It is not your fault. This is not your fault, Rhal'Jakk. And she kind of like sits up and like reaches for you, and kind of like rocks the boat a little hard, and then she kind of like does what she can to even out the boat. I assume that Rhal'Jakk would need to do the same.
Yeah.
It is not your fault. It is just our kind.
But you don't need to also suffer on my behalf.
I do not need. Rhal'Jakk, how many times do I have to tell you? I do not suffer for you.
I know.
And, you see her take a breath in and try and calm herself down a little.
Come here.
She sits up on the plank next to you.
Yeah, before he starts rowing, he's just gonna lean into her and give her a hug, wrap himself around her, just steady his breathing.
As you put your arms around her, she pulls you in very close. And you feel... Normally, Ama runs particularly hot, as gold Dragonborns often do. She is clammy to the touch. She's not warm as you remember her being.
You are not well.
It is just this weather. It is cold, the wind. I probably should have put a blanket around myself, but...
Rhal's nose starts bleeding a little bit.
She pulls back and she rubs the blood away with her thumb. No, none of that. I'm okay. We will get there. We will be fine. We did not break out of... we did not break out of there just to die here on the sea. We are going to make this.
We are going to try.
Exactly, we will try. And if we do die here, it'll be okay.
I was going to die anyway.
Not while I am alive, you will not. And she like rubs her nose against the end of yours.
He kind of gives her a little kiss, but no tongue, no saliva, no acid. Just
A little kiss. She gives you a little kiss back. On occasion, she has been known to just go straight in there, but she's exhausted. She can't take the burning that may or may not come from this. So, yeah. Well, here. And she reaches forward and grabs the small knapsack of food, and she pulls out these 2 small bars. And you should have this. She passes one over to you, and you see her open hers a little bit.
Hey, I will save it for later.
No, you will eat now.
No. We need to...
I will eat. You will eat. We will both eat. We will not be stubborn. We have to take this.
Fine. He rolls his eyes a little bit, half playfully, half serious, and eats a little bit. Probably half.
She does pretty much exactly the same. She just has a small portion of this, and she takes the bars back and puts them in the bottom of the bag and curls up. She takes the blanket and she wraps it around your shoulders first. It is getting very windy. It will make you very cold.
You need to stay warm. You take the blankets. I will row for a while. It's just no problem. Get some rest.
I can keep your legs warm. And she does exactly. She curls up at the bottom of your legs, And again, you don't really feel the warmth coming from her, but it's no time at all before you feel her soft snores.
I'm going to take up rowing and kind of in sync with rowing. I'm going to focus on breathing and making sure that the pain is not swelling up.
Okay.
Anything I need to be concerned about or anything. Just trying to keep calm.
You row like that for a good few hours. And this happens off and on for the next 2 days. One of you will get up, one of you will row. Ama is beyond the point of exhausted. She can barely speak when you switch over. Sleeps the time that she isn't. And between the two of you, you run out of food fairly quickly. And you wake up probably 2 and a bit days later. And you see Ama is essentially passed out at the oars.
Raw panics and gets up quickly. He's bleeding from his nose once again and runs over to shake her.
As you kind of sit up and have a look, the blanket falls off you. You notice 2 things. One, you can see land.
Ooh. And
it's not that far out. And you notice that Ama she's very, very cold. She's still breathing. I mean, this is probably, inverted commas, human temperature. It's room temperature, but for Ama, this is fairly cold.
Yeah.
And she is just passed out. She is just exhausted.
Ama.
Well?
Ama, wake up. Look.
I'm awake.
Look. I'm gonna like grab her and support her so that she can lean over on me.
Mm-hmm.
And point her in the direction of the land.
She puts her head on your shoulder and she just like licks the side of your face.
You did it.
We did it. This was not me.
It was thanks to you. I could not have gone all this way on my own, obviously. You did almost all of the work.
No, we did this. I could not have rolled here on my own. I would not have rolled. And she's just at that exhausted kind of nervous laughter crying phase. And she's just holding on to you very, very tightly.
I love you.
I love you. Here, do you take one of the oars? I'll take the other. And she'll pick up one of the oars and with a little bit of renewed energy, she begins to take up her slack and row.
Yeah, he's going to try to keep pace with her at whatever slow pace that she's going at.
It is. It starts off very well, and then obviously as time goes on, you get closer and closer. She's just out of energy. You both are. You haven't eaten in a while. Water is probably gone, and you become aware, like the closer you get, that the storm is kicking up. The storm that has been threatening for the last 2 days is now here. It's in full effect. It is, you would assume, to be close to dusk, but it's now dark enough that you would consider it to be night, but you know that this should be day. The storm is coming in a good, and there is a lot of water falling in and on your boat. Everything is drenched anyway, but it's just now building up an extra layer of cold, horrible wateriness. You can see that there are flashes of lightning in the sky and the thunder rolls above you. And you guys head towards the shore. The shore, you can see... Ama can't see this. Take a perception check for me.
Okay. 10.
You head towards the shore. And then you're a good swimming distance out when your boat smacks against a rock and the boat capsizes and breaks. And you go down under the water, Ama too. What do you want to do?
I'm going to grab her.
Mm-hmm.
And
say for sure, yeah.
try to, how deep is it? Are we able to like stand?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to make sure that she gets up, surfaces.
Do you push her up first or do you try to get first?
I'll push her up first, yeah.
Okay. You basically push Ama up and you hear her you kind of like feel her body expand as she takes in air, and you feel her pulling you up, and you also break the surface. You can feel that cold, sweet air immediately cascaded over the head with more water, more waves as they come in. And you feel Ama gripping your hand very, very tightly. You're probably aware that Ama can't really swim.
Oof. Here, grab onto my shoulders.
She does.
And I'm going to try to swim.
All right, it's athletics then, I think.
Oh, good. That's that's my strong suit. Not.
Is it really?
It's not at all. Oh, I did do a 19 though.
Wow, I was going to say it's quite a difficult check. It's not your everyday run-of-the-mill 10 plus check. Yeah. You pull you and Ama towards the shore. You can't really see much of what's going on, and Ama is quite a heavy weight. And you occasionally get taken by the waves and smashed into the rocks. You let the waves do as much work for you as possible. You're taking extra weight. And quite often Ama will slip from your shoulders, but she just about grabs hold of you one way or another and pulls herself back up. As you pull yourself onto the shore, you've probably never seen Ama quite as panicked as she currently is. And you can see that there are tears mixed in with the water. You can see her eyes are kind of bloodshot and she's trembling.
You are okay. Look. We made it.
But there was so much water, there was rocks, and we were under and I couldn't breathe.
And now we are here. Look. And he's going to grab her and hug her like she does to calm him down.
You feel her crying. There's really no other way to explain it. She is just sobbing uncontrollably, and it takes a very long time for her to match the rhythm of your breathing.
Rhal's breathing is pretty forced. He's pretty much trying to focus on making it seem like his breathing is calm and normal, but it's not. He's pretty distressed.
Yeah. It takes a while, and she kind of slowly comes to, and she begins to look around, wiping the tears from her face, and she sits back on her haunches. I don't know where to go from here. I don't know where the sun is. I don't know which is east or west.
Can we see buildings?
No. All you really see is this kind of rocky kind of shore, and it expands. Well, as far as the eye can see, you can see that there are kind of like some places it's very low and goes on to obviously farmland or some such. And in other places you can see it's quite high, like there are cliffs bordering it.
Okay. Can I look for, so the storm, it's kicking in pretty good. It's starting to?
Yeah, the storm is probably in pretty full force by now. I mean, You had the time from when yourself woke up to finding Ama unconscious to rowing the boat a bit more to crashing into the rocks. The storm is pretty high now. I mean, at the point where you either have to be right next to each other's ears to hear one another, or you have to shout over the winds. It's cold, it's wet, you don't see a lot. You can see more shapes than anything else.
Can I look for a cave or a sheltered spot in the cliffside?
Yes, of course you can. Take a perception check for me.
Okay. 12.
12. You don't really see anywhere massively sheltered right now. I mean, you can see where there is lowlands a bit further off to your left, shall we say. But you can't really see any trees because of the various cliffs that are kind of hiding that bit from your view. You can't really see anywhere that you would deem proper shelter.
Well, we need to go somewhere. There's no shelter here. We will walk a ways. And then we will stop.
Okay. She takes a moment. She closes her eyes and takes a very deep breath. And you know that she is calming herself. She hasn't let go of your hand this entire time. Okay, if we have If we have landed here, unless we've got very, very, very blown off course, we should go left.
Left.
I think we should go left. If we have any chance of finding little me, it will be left.
Okay. Left it is.
And you guys turn left and you walk along this horrible, horrible little beach, this horrible little shore, staying as close to the cliffs as possible to try and shelter from as much as wind as you're able. You walk what you may or may not guess to be maybe a mile, maybe 2. And the sun is properly set now. It is gone. It's very, very dark. The moonlight which you've been working under before is now gone. There's no moon in the sky at all. It's completely waned. And as you guys walk along, you become aware that Amory is beginning to trip and stumble. You yourself are probably doing something fairly similar. It's been a very long time since you've eaten. It's a very long time since you've drunk anything. And you come to the low areas.
Can I look around again to see if there's any kind of shelter?
Sure. As you kind of come to this low area, you see that there is actually, you couldn't see it before because of the way the land was blocking your view. On this kind of low area, you can see that there are actually a small thicket of trees that start in this lower area and go up to almost the top of the next cliff. It's quite steep.
Here. And he puts his shoulder underneath one of her arms and kind of uses it to prop her up to help her walk.
Okay. She doesn't in any way, shape, or form resist. She just holds on to you, and you can tell that she's just going through the motions of dragging her feet forward. She's not even looking where she's going anymore.
Okay. We climb that hill.
All right. It takes an inordinately long time, but you do climb this hill. Do you want to go all the way to the top so you can have a better view of what's going around? Do you want to stay within the tree lines?
I'm going to leave her in the tree lines because,
okay.
I mean, there might be a little more shelter from the storm under the trees. And I will go to the top and take a look around.
As you put her down, she takes your hand and she's, well, please don't leave me.
I'm not going to go anywhere. Look, I'm just going to go right there, and I'm going to take a look and see if there's a better place for us to stay, okay?
She kind of nods, but you don't know if she's actually really listening to what you're saying.
You will be fine.
And she lets go of your hand.
I'll be right back. And I'm going to hurry. I'm going to run.
Okay. You say you were climbing a tree or just going to the top of the cliff?
Top of the cliff.
Okay. Take a perception check for me. The storm is raging hard.
15.
On a 15, you can see that on the other side of this cliff, a bit further up the coastline, beyond a small copse of trees, you can see that you can see the outlines of some buildings. There aren't a lot of them, but you definitely caught the silhouette of them in one of the flashes of lightning.
Okay. I'm going...
Looks maybe a mile off.
Okay. I'm going to run or practically stumble down the hill. And I'm going to try to just pick her up.
Just pick her up?
Mm-hmm.
Take a strength check for me. It's going to be kind of difficult because, again, you are also running on virtually no food, and Ama is, well, a dragonborn. She's quite hefty.
Yeah, she probably weighs the same or more as me.
She would probably weigh a little bit more than him.
Probably a little bit more, yep.
Yeah.
15.
A 15. I'm going to say that you're not exactly able to carry her.
Right.
But you are able to take more than enough of her weight that she can just essentially almost pass out on you and just focus on moving her feet. So I'm going to say it's probably as close as you can get to being a superhero right now. You guys, I assume you're heading towards these buildings?
Yep.
Okay. As you get closer to these buildings, you become on like the flats on the other side of this small copse of trees, and you can see that this village is a little way off. And you can see from where you are that this village it's dark. There's not any movement. You can't, to be fair, you can't hear a lot over the storm anyway. There's no movement here. There's just buildings, but some of them look like maybe they're in dire need of repair, is the kind of feeling you get from looking at them, and the occasional flashes of lightning seem to confirm this. And as you break through that tree line, Ama finally looks up, and she says, "Well, we made it. We found it.
We did."
And she just passes out.
Okay. I'm gonna half carry her, half drag her, the best that I can carry her anyways.
Okay.
The rest of the way there.
Okay. You enter this village. There are no lights. There's no fires. There's nothing here. Everything's dark. You can't really make out any major details in what's going around. But as you enter this village, you pass one house without a roof, a second house without a roof. And this goes on for a while. A lot of these buildings have fallen down and collapsed, probably. This is a long abandoned village, you feel. But you do find one small shack, which looks like it has a roof.
Okay. Right in there.
So it's a little shack. It seems to be keeping out the most of the rain. You can hear the dripping. You can see the water kind of pooling down one of these walls, but it doesn't seem to be affecting too majorly one of the side areas. There's no beds in here. There's a little bundle of cloth here and there, some odd broken knickknacks, but essentially this is a kind of small shack. There's not much in it.
Can I collect some of the things around that would burn?
Of course you can, yeah. There are some rags. It doesn't seem to be a lot of wood easily around, but there are things that will burn for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pile as much of it as I can. Ama?
Well?
Ama, and I'm going to put a cloth up close to her mouth. A little bit of fire.
She coughs. And you see a couple of sparks. You see her cough again. And she looks up at you and she says, I don't know if I can.
It's okay. I'll try. Don't worry. I'm going to spend as much time as I need to spend, I guess, clicking rocks together until I can catch these cloths on fire.
Although in theory, according to the rules, if you spend long enough, you can do almost anything. You don't have almost anything that will easily burn. Everything is saturated in water. I will let you make the mother of all survival checks.
Okay. 13.
13. I'm afraid you can't really make fire while this storm goes on. You can't really find anything unless you want to start breaking down some of the buildings, which will have damp wood. You can try that for sure.
So this is the most intact building that there was. There's no blankets in here or anything like that?
No, there's if you want to look around the village, you can definitely grab a few blankets here and there. They're all damp. In theory, Ama's body temperature, if she warms up, will probably be able to dry them out fairly quickly, but
yeah, I'll do that. I'll go get as many blankets as I can find.
Okay. In the building next door and the building next to that, you find a couple of pieces of cloth. Again, you kind of notice there's no real things to easily burn around. But you do find some blankets here and there curled up, and an odd couple of and trinkets here and there. So you can definitely take the blankets you find back. That's not a problem.
I'm going to bundle us up underneath them the best that I can, and lay down behind her and cuddle up real close.
Okay. Storm passes. It's a good few hours. Ama is cold and shivering. She is legitimately cold, as in, if I was cold, that's how she feels. But the morning comes. You hear tweeting of birds and all that good jazz in the sky. You feel Ama warm up slightly in the rays of the sun that's coming through, like the various slats in the woods. And yeah, you both begin to stir and wake up at about the same time. It's probably midday by this point. You've slept for a very long time.
I'm going to leave her there to warm up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go look for food.
Okay. All right. What are you looking for? So, in fact, screw it. You get up. You leave Ama where she is, who just seems to pull the blankets closer about her and over her head. As you leave, you notice that the village in front of you isn't in need of dire repair. This village has been razed. This village has been burnt. You look around, you see that all the buildings have essentially fallen down, ravages of fire, etc. A few of the buildings you expect them to be there are just piles of now damp ash. And you look around, you can see that off to your left-hand side of where you are, you can see there is a small well. You can see that the roof of that has again collapsed and fallen through. But you can see that there is a rope and a bucket sort of kicked about nearby. You can see that there are a couple of the larger buildings you would assume to be like, I don't know, possibly a tavern, possibly just a particularly big building. It seems to be mostly collapsed and fallen through. And you can see... No, I think that's probably all you can really see from where you are.
Okay. I'm going to check the tavern for food, and then I'm going to collect some water from the well.
Okay. You walk into this tavern. As you walk into the tavern, there's a wall directly in front of you, forcing you to turn right. And as you do that and walk around and enter into the common room, you can see that there are a lot of bodies laying here. There are remains. There are piled up in the center. You can see that there are probably at least a dozen dragonborn, their skeletal remains just stacked in a heap in the center here. You can see that there is nothing wooden still standing. You can see that there are lots of empty cups, lots of plates, rolled, thrown, trash, destroyed, all about this small inn. You can see that there is an entryway that leads out of this bar into another small room, and you can see there is a small staircase as well.
I'm going to continue very slowly, but he's struggling a bit with this. Yeah.
Yep. Where are you headed to?
You said there was a staircase down?
A staircase up.
Up, okay.
Sorry.
And where else?
So there's a staircase leading up, and there is a small opening doorway that leads into another room on this same level.
I'll do the room on the same level first before going up. Okay.
As you go in there, you can see that there is what is clearly supposed to be a cooking fire, a spit, and all the other good stuff. You see there's a large cauldron there. You can see that there's also another little small staircase leading down. You can't see any evidence of or smell evidence of any food, at least not in this room.
Okay, I'm going to go down.
As you go down, there is a door. And the door is not made of wood. It would be made of wood at this point. You see this door, and it seems to be closed, locked, you would assume. It's getting pretty dark down here.
Can I try to unlock it?
Sure. It definitely resists your budge, but you think maybe there are other ways of opening it?
Yeah, I'm going to spit at basically in the locking mechanism.
Yeah. In this situation, I'm going to say yes. In other times, I might make you roll, but in this situation, I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Only in this situation. You melt through the lock. It takes a while, but you melt through the locking mechanism at least, and you manage to push open the door. You can't really see much down here. You can see silhouettes, shapes because of the light spilling in from the collapsed roofs above you, sort of thing. You can't see any real detail in here, but you do see things hanging from hooks. You do see big casks of round objects. You see what looks like tables. You see piles of stuff in the center of the room and at the edge of this room.
I'm going to go feel around, I guess. I would go back to get fire, but that's probably not going to happen. I'm just going to feel around the best that I can.
Take an investigation for me.
Okay. 15.
As you feel around, you can feel wooden casks, presumably some sort of ales, maybe wines, you're not really sure.
Mm-hmm.
You feel that there are objects on the table. You feel a couple of long sharp knives, maybe a sword of some sort. As you grab hold of the things that are hanging from the ceiling, you can definitely feel meat. You feel meat that's being cured, has been cured, just hanging from the rafters. Is that as far as you investigate?
Yes. I'm just going to pick up one of the meats off of the hook. Just the whole thing.
Okay. It's fairly large. Some sort of, I'll say grouse, but I don't really know if that's a big thing. I don't know. It's some big bird thing. And you take that away. I assume you take that straight back to Aimer kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay. Do you stop for water?
Yes.
Okay. As you bring it out, you see that this meat has indeed been cured. There are a couple of maggots crawling around on it, but that's how you cure meat, so it means it's ready. Right. You grab hold of that and take that through into the light, and you find the bucket that I mentioned earlier and a bit of rope, and you go to take water from the well. As you look down in the bottom of this well, you can see that there are remains floating in this water.
Okay. Shit. Can I take the bucket and try to collect water from elsewhere?
Of course you can, yeah. There are a couple of troughs here around, especially outside the front of this, presumably inn. Yeah, they've got water. It's not the cleanest stuff in the world, but you have heard of boiling water, so
yeah,
there are definitely water. You can get water from various places. It has collected. Okay, you have this grousey thing. You have this slightly questionable water, and you head back to Aimer. As you come back, you see Aimer is sitting up, and she's trying to even out her breaths, and you can see that she is attempting to set fire to these rags, and you see these little sparks coming out from her mouth as she's trying to do this. She jumps, foot in the air.
Sorry.
And you see this small flame erupt out across these rags. Well,
didn't mean to scare you. I did the best I could. I found a little bit of meat and some water we can probably salvage.
Okay, I have a fire. We made fire. We need to build the fire before it goes out. I'm not sure I can do that again.
I will go out. I will go get more wood. You stay here.
No, I shall come with you. There's no problem.
Okay.
It'll be quicker. We need much as we can.
Just Emma, something happened here.
Well, what do you mean? Well,
there are bodies, pile of them, in the tavern. I don't know, something bad, recent.
She walks over and takes the bucket and the grouse. She just lays them down on the floor, and she takes both your hands in hers and says, "We will deal with that in a minute, but first survival, okay?"
Okay.
Are you saying that there is no one?
I don't think there is anyone here alive.
She looks utterly demoralized, and she just repeats, "It doesn't matter. We have to do survival first." And she walks out, and you see her face drop even further as she can see the damage that has been done to this village. And she sets out in a direction and begins to grab some stuff. I assume Rhal'Jakk will do the same.
Yes.
Okay. After a short while, you guys have crackling fire going. Your water is boiling away, almost possibly safe to drink. Probably for you two, safe to drink. And you get this grouse cooking. And you guys enjoy the first meal you've probably had in a good couple of days. You can feel the warmth returning to Ama as she begins to get some nutrients. And she finally turns to you and says, "Okay, so little me, this place is gone, right?"
It appears so. We could probably do more looking around. If you are good with a blade, there are some in the cellar, but I should go get them.
Well, okay.
I will go down and get whatever I can find.
Okay. I will try and search this place, see if there is any notes, anything that could help us figure out what happened here. But, Ral, I don't know what to do.
Well, we could resupply and find somewhere else. Someone to help us.
Ral, I don't even know what customs these people have. I don't even know what language they speak.
Well, we will have to figure that out, I guess, because there is none of our kind here. If we find anyone else, we will worry about that when it comes to it. As long as we try to probably avoid who killed all of these people, I will go and take care of the tavern.
Okay.
You look around and see what you can find, but be careful.
I will. You'll be careful also. If you find anything, just spit and run.
Okay.
I will try and do the same.
I'm going to take some of the... did we light a fire? You said we got a fire?
Yes,
okay.
there's definitely a fire, yes.
Yeah, I'm going to makeshift the torch from that to take down in there so I can see this time.
Absolutely. As you walk in, you can see that there are more of these grouse pheasanty things hanging up, probably about 5 at most. One of them is definitely not edible. That is rotted to hell. You do not want that one. You can see there are casks. You can also see that there are a couple of weapons, definitely knives, resting on one of these tables. You can also see that there is the remains of a dragonborn resting against a wall. You just see the skeletal remains.
Is there any... So there's no like clothes or anything around to go through?
Him, there would be, yes.
Okay.
I mean, he would have like a shirt of sort, and he would have like some sort of a trousers.
Okay.
So.
I'm going to check him and see if I can figure out what happened and see if there's anything he might have that can help us.
Take a medic check.
Okay.
Medicine. Wrong system.
Man.
Take a medicine check.
These rolls. That's a 10.
You can't really tell exactly how this guy died. I mean, you can see some dark stains here and about.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell that the front of his shirt has been sort of destroyed a little bit. You think maybe from acid, you would guess, being that he's also a black dragonborn. That's probably about it. On him, you would probably find like a couple of pieces of silver. And you would probably, the shirt and the trousers, a couple of pieces of silver is probably all you actually find on him.
Okay. I'll pocket the silver and pick up as many of the knives as I can.
Okay. Just say you find about 6. Why not? Say you find 6.
He's kind of just holding them by the blade. Just in a big pile.
That's a doable thing for sure, yeah.
And I will go back up and drop those outside of the tavern and then go upstairs to look around. I don't think I want to go near the pile of bodies to look for anything, but I'll go upstairs. That's
fair. You go upstairs and you just find a couple of empty rooms. You can find that there is a lot of cloth in here, which clearly looks like maybe someone has just dumped out a chest of drawers or a wardrobe or some such. You find plenty of clothing, shoes, that kind of stuff. You find like a coverall, something to sleep on, that kind of stuff. But all the wooden framework and everything is gone from here. And you head out towards. You look through one of the back windows, and you can see that there is a very large pile remains of burnt wood, and you can fairly easily spot There are a lot of Dragonborn remains on this pyre. A lot.
Okay. Rhal's nose starts bleeding again. He's going to focus on his breathing, look away.
Take a Constitution saving roll for me.
Oh, man. 10.
You pass out.
Okay.
You wake up to a very ashen-faced Ama. You are laying in this room. She has attempted to drag you away from the window a bit, but she simply doesn't have the strength at the moment to do that. And you see her face over yours as you wake up. Rhal?
Sorry.
Don't scare me like that.
I tried. I tried to control it.
It's okay, I'm here. It's okay. And she kind of like strokes your face and pulls you up right into a hug. We're going to be okay.
I hope so. These people didn't fare well.
They didn't. And I don't know if any of them got out. I don't know. We don't know anything, Rhal. We don't know anything, but at least they were bound, right?
Right.
I found this too. And she shows you this book. It's dark red leather cover. It's written in, well, you simply don't know, nor does she. There is something scrawled over the front and over the back of it, and the pages seem old and heavy, and again, scrawled over with something. And when she presents it to you, you kind of get that electric feeling in your scales. At this point, no, you'd probably know this to be the feel of magic. You just don't know what it is. And she points to some other things. I found clothing and some things we can use as bags and water skins. I found some of those. I found things.
Okay. Do you think we have enough things to travel with? What is that book? Do you know? I can't read it.
She shakes her head like, I don't know. She kind of gets like a little frown on her face. It's like, I don't recognize the language so much. The runes are familiar to me, but I don't know what they mean. They don't make any sense right now.
That is not good.
No. We learned things when we went to I learned things, new things, but this makes no sense to me. Come on, we should go. Whether we have enough or not, I don't know, but I'm back on my feet, you're back on your feet. We have fire and acid, and we will be fine. We will find a place of our own, and we should be okay.
Okay.
You are not dead.
No, neither are you. That is the best we can hope for.
She puts her hand against the side of your face and like nuzzles her nose against the end of yours, like, it is what I will take today. Hi everyone, I'm Valonda. I'm the Dungeon Master for The Lucky Die. The Lucky Die is set in our homebrew world of Bikron, where the gods are dying and the fate of the world is in the hand of, well, criminals, which are the three characters that we met in this episode today. We are a Dungeons & Dragons actual play podcast. We have been going since 2017, and we are about 200 plus episodes in, and we're still going strong. So if you like long form content, we are definitely the one you'd like to go for. The Lucky Die is a 5e actual play. We release on the 5th and the 20th of every month, and we have a great community that would love to hear from you. If you're interested, search The Lucky Die in your podcatcher of choice or over on YouTube. And finally, thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much to our host for having us. Bye.
The Fable and Folly Network, where fiction producers flourish.
This show is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up, and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.